Hi, welcome back to our little kind of breath course. So I'd love to know how things have been going for you. How have you managed to incorporate some of these practices into your daily life? And I wanted today to incorporate some of the techniques that we've been working with, the breath techniques, incorporate those into our yoga movements. We're going to practice in a chair, but you could be sitting on the floor, you could be standing up. I just want us to get into the habit of practicing our yoga in a way that is going to support our breath. Before I do, I just want to talk to you about carbon dioxide and why it's important that we build up a tolerance to carbon dioxide. We often have heard of carbon dioxide as kind of a waste gas and a negative connotation, something we want to get rid of, but that's not the case for breath. So in 1904, Christian Bohr, easy to remember, isn't it? 1904, Christian Bohr, who was a scientist and, he was a physiologist, he discovered that carbon dioxide is the catalyst for oxygen exchange. So when we breathe in, we take in oxygen, it goes through a process into our lungs, and then it moves into our bloodstream. And for it to leave our bloodstream, we need a pH balance change in our blood, and that happens from carbon dioxide. So when we build up carbon dioxide in our body, it signals to our body to release those red blood cells, to release the oxygen in our red blood cells off to our periphery, off to our fingers and toes, down into our organs, and importantly, so importantly, up to our brain. So this breathing in and out through the mouth and fast, heavy breathing that often many of us are doing, it feels like we're taking in a lot of oxygen, but paradoxically, we're actually not able to use that oxygen. It's not being utilized to its fullest capacity in the body. So there's a little bit about what they call the Bohr Effect, Bhor. If you're curious about learning more about that, then that's what you would be searching, the Bohr Effect. So let's do this in real time, use the Bohr Effect in real time as we move through some poses. I wanted to use a chair because I want you to realize that you can do these practices in the office, on the sofa, anywhere. You don't have to be sitting on a yoga mat cross-legged, although you could be. That's also a fabulous way to get into a kind of yoga mind space. What's important for me is that you have a nice tall spine, that the ears, shoulders and hips are in line. So when I sit poorly, not only is that working against me for my posture, it's also working against me for my breath. When I sit poorly and my spine is collapsed, my chest is closed, so I'm closing off a lot of real estate in the front part of my lungs. My chin has jutted forward and the back of my neck has shortened, so I'm blocking off blood supply to my brain, and also the information highway through the neck, through the little foramen in the base of the skull is being congested and compressed. And also my throat is blocked, so trying to take nice full breaths when that channel is being compressed is not ideal. So this is why we want this nice tall spine, crown of the head reaching up, ears in line with the shoulders, shoulders in line with the hips. So take a little moment just to notice, to observe your breath. And we're going to incorporate the 4 in and 6 out breath that we have been learning. And if that feels too much for you, then please drop down to 2 in and 3 out, or 2 in and 4 out, 2 in and 5 out, until your body starts to become comfortable with extending your exhales and feeling this carbon dioxide tolerance. So please, if you're not already, close the mouth and breathe in and out through the nose. Grow your spine a little taller. Gently roll the shoulders back and down, reach the palms out like you're reaching towards the floor. And then we're just going to inhale for 4 to float the arms up. Exhale for 6, down through center. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Inhaling for 4. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Exhaling. We'll add to that, so in for 4. Down through center, gentle press of the palms for 6. Inhale, reach the arms up for a count of 4. Palms face forward. Exhale for 6. I want you to lift the back of the heart upwards. Broaden those collarbones. Reach the arms up for 4. And exhale for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, up for 4. Down through the middle for 6. Up through center. Palms face me, bend the elbows, lift the chest, broaden across the fronts of the collarbones. Inhale for 4. Exhaling for 6. We're going to add to that again, so in for 4. Down through center. Up for 4. Bend the elbows, lift the chest for 6. Inhale, reach up for 4. Exhale, right hand onto right thigh. You're going to lean towards the right. Inhale, up for 4. Exhale, over towards the left for 6. Inhale for 4. Let's go to the right again. Inhale up. Exhale 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. And then float the arms down. We're going to keep going. Inhaling up. Exhale 6. Out through the nose. Relax every time you exhale. Just soften a little. Inhale for 4. Bend the elbows, lift the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. Exhale, right hand, right thigh, lean to the right. Up we come for 4. Over to the left for 6. Back up we come. And then float the arms down. We'll add again, so up we go. Exhale down. I'm not going to count anymore. I'll let you figure the ratio out for yourself. Exhale for 4, bring the hands through center. I want you to grow the spine nice and tall. Take a full breath in through the nose for 4. Exhale for 6. We'll keep the thumbs in the center. We're going to turn to the right for 6. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the right. Inhaling. Let's go again, one more each side. Exhaling for 6. Inhale to center. Exhale, we turn. Inhale, back to center. Just let the hands rest for a moment. We're just going to add to that, but I just want you to take a natural breath. Just let go of the rhythm, but keep it nasal. So we're just going to run through that cycle one more time. What I'd like to invite you to do is at the end of the exhale, take a wee pause where the breath is suspended. We've got no breath. We emptied the breath, we suspend the breath, and then inhale for 4. Okay, so if that feels too much and feels overwhelming, please just drop the count, drop the pause. The reason the pause is really nice for many of us because we can really start to feel this feeling of a want for an inhale. And when you get that feeling of a want for a breath in, that is your body telling you that carbon dioxide levels are building up. So that's teaching you how to feel carbon dioxide tolerance growing. Okay, so let's find our nice tall spine again. Reach the arms to either side. Take just a natural breath to gather yourself in. Natural breath out. In for 4. Down for 6. If you can, hold for a pause. Inhale, take the arms up for 4. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest, squeeze those shoulders down the back. When you get to the end of the exhale, hold and pause. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the spine. I'm going to take our side bend, over for 6. Hold that breath. Inhale, up for 4. Exhale, over to the side for 6. Draw the navel back, hold the pause. Inhale to float the arms up. Exhaling for 6. Take a pause. Inhale, grow the spine a little taller. Exhale for 6. Inhale to come back to center after your pause. Exhale for 6. Take the pause if you can. Inhale, come back to center. Let the arms relax. Close down the eyes or drop the gaze down so you can just start to connect into the feeling that working that way has created. And as I said, you might find that you really wanted to take a breath in. And if that felt too much and you were feeling stressed or anxious about it, then it is too much. And I would drop the count down or drop the pauses until you have built up a tolerance to carbon dioxide. So just observe in and out through the nose. No need to control the breath now. So breathing in and out through the nose in the way that we were designed to be breathing, so that we can learn to bring in this functional type of breath or focused breath or coherent breath into our daily lives. So I'd like to know how you feel around this. I'd really love some feedback. Let me know if you felt that length of breath was comfortable for you, if you felt challenged, if you have any questions. Please share, like, subscribe. That will help us to grow this and to share this functional breathing that I can become a little bit evangelical about, because I know how important it is, and also I see how it affects people in their daily lives. Next week, I would like to teach you a little tool that you can have called the Bolt Score. So it's a test that we can do to monitor our tolerance to carbon dioxide, and also as we're learning to breathe more functionally and to build up this tolerance, the Bolt Score is going to give you some feedback, immediate feedback. So namaste, happy days, happy breathing, and keep it breathing in through the nose, mouth shut.